Okay, welcome back. So I accidentally closed the PyPlot and I don't want to waste time doing it again. So what I saw this time was my loss function was coming down with the blue line. That was my training set, and my validation set was doing something similar, maybe not exactly the same, but it was trending along down with it, which is good. And if you remember in our last model, when we looked at our results, we saw something that looked more like this, where we had our loss was coming down for our training data, but our validation data did something like this, and it kind of flattened out and it wasn't getting any better. So that indicates that we're overtraining, which we've already talked about. So I'm not going to go into that again. And if I jump back to my code here, if we jump back to our predict.py, so I have this image, you have probably a different image, that's fine. So I've modified my predict model code here. So I'm calling model 2 since I saved this new model as model 2. So this model 1 is our old model. This is our new model. We can test them both now. So just change this and I rerun my code. It's going to load in this model and it's going to make a prediction. And it's predicted correctly this time now that it's a rose with 53% confidence. So the confidence isn't real high, but it did get the correct image now. So next we're going to, I'm going to create a little bit more robust code for predicting so we can put in a whole bunch of images and let it run and show them, and we'll be able to label them with OpenCV, stuff like that. So that's going to be our next step. But I think before we do that, I want to do another training run, and I'll encourage you to do it. You don't have to, but I'm going to play around a little bit more. So, and the reason is when I looked at my epochs, I still saw a pretty good trend for both loss values kind of trending in the same direction, which means we haven't really hit the overtraining point yet. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a situation where we're hit something like this. So I might set this to, like, let's say 50 epochs just for learning purposes. And if I start to see that the training go way down low and I see my validation data maybe start to fizzle out and then do something like this, then I'll know, okay, somewhere around here is probably the sweet spot, whatever that is, somewhere around there. And we can also look at additional augmentation and things like that. But I think right now we're probably somewhere here, so we probably could run a little bit longer. So I'm going to experiment with it, and you can experiment with it, and then I will let you know in the next video what my final model configuration is, okay? Number of epochs. So see you in the next video.